This is Leadership Plus. I'm Dave Edwards. For some of us, the last time we were serious about note-taking was probably when we were in college. But from time to time, we see examples how notes are a big help in difficult situations. So we saw, for example, how important notes were to former FBI Director James Comey. He admitted that he was taking contemporaneous notes of all of his meetings with the president. And those notes became a key part of the investigation. Now, most of us will never be in a meeting with the president or have meetings of that importance, but that still does not negate the ability and the need to take notes, whether we are a college student, whether we are working in an office, or even if you're retired and you hear something of interest, write it down. But here's the problem as I see it. No one ever teaches us how to take notes. We're not taught that in school. So when we get into a situation, let's say we're in an advanced class in high school or college or really wherever else, and we're called upon to take notes, we really don't know what to do. Some people make the mistake of trying to literally transcribe everything that they're hearing. I can't write that fast. But taking notes has become an important part of my professional and personal life. I just have a problem remembering things. But the simple act of writing something down, I don't know what it does. It tricks my brain into remembering what I'm writing down. Sometimes I don't really even need to refer to my notes, but it just seems like, for example, if I'm in a meeting and I'm writing things down, I'm paying more attention to what is being said. And if I'm in a large meeting or a lecture, the kind where you can kind of drift off a little bit, the simple act of taking notes keeps me more alert. My notes have really saved me along the way. I remember a time when there was a legal action being brought against me, and in meeting with my attorney, she was very impressed with the type of notes that I had taken. They were very detailed. Important quotes from meetings I had had with people were recorded. Dates and times were noted. It was a big help in fighting our case. Now, if you want to commit to being a note taker, one of the first things you have to do is always have something to write on. Maybe carry a little pocket notebook around with you. Have notepads wherever you are. That's the first and most important step, because if you don't have something to write on, you can't take notes. Some people use field notes or any number of commercial products that are on the market. I carry 3x5 cards in my pocket. I have a little notepad in my wallet. Use whatever system works best for you. On occasion, if I'm in a one-on-one meeting with someone and I want to remember part of the conversation for later, it might be inappropriate to pull out a notebook right away, in which case, once the meeting is over, I will then record my thoughts onto paper. That's the way that James Comey did it. He didn't sit down with the president and write notes while he was meeting with President Trump. Rather, once the meeting was over, he would sit down and write up his notes. You can go online and find all different methods that are supposed to help you take notes. And I've tried many of them. The Cornell method comes to mind. That's where you kind of divide up your paper into two columns. You take the majority of your notes in the right column, and in the left column, you summarize your notes. I've never been good at that because I never come back to summarize. What I write down is very important, and I try not to literally transcribe what I'm hearing. I try to take the information that I'm hearing from a speaker and put it into my own words. Now, if I want to record a quote, I simply use the quote mark, so I know that it's not something that I've paraphrased from what I'm listening to. It's an actual quote. So it kind of depends on the situation I'm in. I know that in many university classrooms, students open up laptops and take their lecture notes on their laptop. I don't have a problem with that. I know that some college professors prohibit the use of laptops in their class because they are afraid that the students will, go online or Facebook or social media of some sort. In the college classes that I've taught, I've never made a big deal out of that. The way I look at it is everybody's a grown-up. And if you want to spend your time in class not listening to the lecture and rather playing on social media, well, that's your call. You're going to have to take the exam at the end of semester, just like everybody else. Same thing applies in a meeting. I've known that there have been times where I've been in meetings where people pull out their laptops to take notes and they're answering their emails. I can't help for that. I mean, I can't help for the behavior of other people in a meeting like that. I just want to make sure that I am the most prepared, that I am listening, and that I don't lose track of assignments that are being made. Oh, and let's say you emerge from a meeting and you review your notes, which is always a good idea. And there are a number of things that you have found that are assignments to you, things that you have to do. Take a moment and immediately add those tasks to your to-do list. You won't lose track of them that way. One other point. For those who are keeping notes on paper, it's extremely important that you don't lose track of them. I mean, one reason why I've actually moved to a digital system for all of my note-taking is because they're all stored in the cloud. And with the volume of paper that can come at you, it's very easy to lose track of notes that you have taken. That's today's Leadership Plus. I'm Dave Edwards. Hey, check out my website, would you? daveedwardsmedia.com. I write a lot about management, productivity, and leadership issues, and I'd really like to have you as a regular reader. Oh, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. I'd appreciate it.